Hi there, and for this video, we're going to show you the main differences between Upwork and Fiverr. Now, first off, these are both online working platforms or platforms where freelancers and clients get to connect. And I'm only going to briefly cover the essentials of both sites and what type of work you can expect to find, how you find work, and the fees that you get. So first off, let's look at Fiverr, because in the past I have done Fiverr as well. Now, this is not the account that I used to work on, but we'll be discussing how it's done. Now, this is my profile, and the main thing you would want to know about Fiverr is that you are not going to be able to contact a client directly. Here on Fiverr, it's called Fiverr because the minimum is $5. And the way to start earning is by going to My Business, go to Gigs, and for example, you need to set up a gig. In my case, let's say you have a gig. Unlike with Upwork, you cannot actively search for work that you would want to apply for. But what you actually do is you have to create a service that you are willing to sell to any prospective buyers. You have to specify exactly what you want to do. For example, this one right here. Let me just go and edit this. You'll have to choose categories. You have to choose what it's for. Put in keywords, and once that's done, you have to create packages. Like, how many times are you willing to make revisions? Are you going to charge for revisions, or are they free? You might want to have a basic, a standard, and a premium, all with different prices. And as you can see here, you can add a charge if you're willing to do extra fast delivery, etc. You can add another extra for this gig, and then once that's done, you have to create a description. Now, you will be paid upon completion, and there is a new feature here where they allow milestones as well. However, you'll need to have a basic price of $100, and you need to be in an eligible category, which I will not be discussing in this video. However, let's say you're ready to go. Simply publish your gig, and you'll have to wait for a client. And once you earn, simply go to your earnings. And from here, this is where you'll have to add a payout method. And much like with Upwork, the payout methods from where I'm at are exactly the same. It is Payoneer, direct bank transfer, and PayPal. Now let's go over to Upwork. This is the default page if you go onto Upwork. It will give us suggested jobs that we might take interest in. We have connects, which in recent time has become a sort of a platform standard where you would have to spend a certain type of platform currency for you to apply to a specific job. For example, I want to apply for this job right here. Now, you'll see that you'll need 7 connects to apply to this job. And right now I have 71 available connects. Now you will see the price, whether it's fixed or not, and you will also see the level of skill that they're looking for. And for example, let me apply. Here, by default, you can ask to be paid by milestone. However, I like to keep things simple, and since it's not that large of a project, I'm simply going to ask my payment by the end of the submission. You can add a highlight if you want to showcase certain certificates. You can add a portfolio. I have already added my portfolio in the cover letter itself, and so I will submit a proposal. So now I have submitted my proposal, which brings us to our next point, fees, which I'll cover very soon about fees. As you can see, this project, for example, is paying $20. I will receive 18 because there is a 10% fee. But before we discuss that, let me show the profile as well. Here in Upwork, we simply have our profile page, which in my case has a portfolio and a description of the kind of work I'm willing to do, along with my preferred rate per hour. As we can see now, the connects from 71, it has become 64. You can list your skills. Now over here, you can add licenses. You can add verifications. I do not know why, even if I have selected that I did not serve in the military, it seems to be just there. I suppose this is probably just a glitch. Let me refresh the page. It's just there. I don't know why that is there. But you can also sign into Credly to import existing certifications if you have any, or if you want to earn new ones. So you can add more certificates onto your profile. Of course, there are premium accounts on both Upwork and Fiverr. However, for the purpose of this video, we'll only be tackling the free and basic ones. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, as with Fiverr, the only methods we have is direct to bank, Payoneer, PayPal and wire transfer. It's only one method more than with Fiverr. Now on to fees. There is a 10% service fee on Fiverr. However, for the first $500 that you get, there is actually a 20% fee. Now this is the updated fees for Upwork, which is 10% from all earnings for every contract. Now I don't believe it still applies, but for your first $500 worth of earnings, the fee will be 20%, and only after $500 do you earn 10% and then another milestone of earnings and then a minimum of only 5% service fee after. However, if we go to their service fees page, they only state 10% and another 10% for the agencies. They have sample calculations here for how much you should charge the client if you want 20, for example. Now, if you go to Fiverr, however, it is not as simple to find this page, this payment terms. However, if you can see, the fees they take will always be 20%. Now, I believe they implemented something such as a service fee that will take an extra 10% off. Now, I believe the service fee is only a recent change. However, we do see that there is a $0 fee if we withdraw to PayPal. However, there is a fee from PayPal to our banks or whatever other local payment services that we have. There would be. We can see here that it takes $3 per transfer if we go to local bank, and for a direct deposit, it is $1 per transfer. So for the sake of this video, in conclusion, if you want to have passive gigs, in fact, that is why Fiverr has gigs, then it is ideal to start with Fiverr. I started with Fiverr as well. For example, let me show you what it would look like for a buyer. Let me switch to buying. Now, this is what a buyer would see. You have the option to spend to promote your gig so that buyers would see yours first, for example. And there is also ratings for the ones who have done the most and who are also rated well. Now you can see that they're not evenly distributed, and you can sort them by levels, their availabilities, their language, and where they live. You can set the budget and the time frame that they deliver. So there is no way for us to contact a buyer since this is the buyer's page. Whereas in Upwork, we can't simply switch over to buying. We can only turn off our online status or not. We would have to create a separate account if we want to be the client in Upwork. So in conclusion, if you're looking for a long-term, stable work, then Upwork is where you should go. However, it does mean that you have to apply every time you're looking for work, and you have to make sure to manage your connects, which refreshes by a certain amount per month. You can also buy connects if you wish. However, with Fiverr, it affords you creative freedom since you can decide what you're offering. And once you've managed setting up your gigs, you simply have to wait. However, there is a substantial fee as well, and there is never going to be a guarantee that someone will pick you unless you have something competitive or catchy with your profile and the gigs you're offering. Now, I personally have first earned online through Fiverr. However, in today's economy and platforms such as these, it is more beneficial for someone like me who is looking for more stable work over here at Upwork or any equivalent sites. They both have their pros and cons. However, those are the two main basic differences between these two sites. Now, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please leave a like, maybe subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thank you for watching, and see you again next time.